Looks like it's working, doesn't it?
Looks like.
Here we go. The intros are ready as well.
Okay. And do you want me to just, is it the same sort of situation as ours where the music will keep going, but you want me to just start talking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, I will. Is everyone else here, or?
I think we're all here now.
I think so. Just wanna check in before
Okay,
we.
everybody good?
Still working out audio quirks.
Okay, no problem. No problem. We'll get things started then.
I think I'm okay now.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
we can
good
hear
Yeah,
you.
you're good. I can hear you.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Perfect.
How exciting.
Okay, we're good. We're good to go.
We're good, yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
first.
No, that's good. Thank you. Thank you for. No, I appreciate that, McCara.
Yeah,
Of course.
and you're in on your laptop. Awesome.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
sounding
I was-
good.
Yeah. I'll start up the Zoom in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Recording in progress.
This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded. Unread. Books panel. 15 minutes reminder. Unread. LinkedIn. You have 5 new. Unread. Books panel. Unread. LinkedIn. Unread. Books panel. 15 minutes reminder. Unread. LinkedIn. You've been important. Unread. AOIMOOSA 19. Reminder. Books panel starting. Unread. Books panel. 1 hour reminder. Unread. Samsung Electronics. Kickstart. Unread. Able. Disability and survey survey is available. 4:44 p.m. Well, Cable 9 columns. Unread. James. Keith 2. RWP. Global Hockey 2 /Arma track. 4. Unread. Manila by groups.io. RWP. Number O. T. Important. Notes of Warsaw. Laurel Party. 3. 03 p.m. Selected. Unread. James.
We ready with the intro?
We are. I'm just waiting for Sienna's speech to kind of. I can hear.
Oh, gotcha.
I can hear a little bit of that, so I'm just waiting for everything to be clear on that end.
Oh wait, let's mute. Let's mute the mic here. Oops, I didn't realize it was coming in.
Yeah, a little bit.
This mixer is deceiving, isn't it? There we go. Muting in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we're gonna get things going. McCara, everything good on your end before we get going?
Everything's great.
Okay. In 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, January 29th, 2026, the first books panel of the year. As always, I'm joined here in studio by Ali Musa. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a, I thoroughly enjoy being in the studio here.
It's always an absolutely fantastic time, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. Anytime we get the opportunity to broadcast, it really makes the it makes it just that much better. And before we actually continue with the show, I want to give a huge thank you to Johnathan Candler, who is the man behind the Icecast server, which is the JC hosting, which is our audio stream.
Yes.
And I want to give a thank you to you, Johnathan, because last night, of course, we did have Paul Daniel in the Musa Slobodian Network studio last night,
Right.
and we were not able to broadcast in audio
Oh.
because there was some maintenance done on the servers, and our server didn't. Ours didn't start. So I reached out. We reached out to Johnathan this morning. And yes, we have a 5-minute snooze time on that alarm, so we'll just keep going for a little bit here.
Yeah, go on.
And together,
Mhm.
and we said to him that my stream is broken. It gave me an error last night, quote unquote. And he said, "I'm so sorry. It's fixed now. There was some maintenance done, and it's started." So he certainly, the live audience here, the live studio audience, is going to make a return and say, "Thank you, Johnathan."
And I'll echo the same sentiments. Thank you so much, Johnathan. We appreciate you.
We most certainly do.
With that said, why don't we crack on and get into this month's book?
I love it. Crack on. That's going to be the new phrase from now on.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
So this month we read Anatomy of a Con Artist by Johnathan Walton, as suggested by Sienna. So Sienna, I'd really like to start with you. What got you interested in this book?
So, it's what really got me into this book was that I really enjoy technology, and with that, I really, when it comes to like teaching the technology, I really enjoy teaching the technology. And one of the things that a lot of the questions that I get is, about scams, like how do you stay safe from scams? And so that's really how I got into this book, when this book, oh, sorry, my apologies there.
No, sorry, I'm just trying to fix something. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix something.
I'm a little.
No, go ahead. Keep going. Just keep going. I'll
Just
stop for a
little
sec.
bit, yeah.
Keep going. I'll stop for a sec. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, no, my apologies.
No, that was my fault. That was totally my fault. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
No, keep going. Keep going. Sorry, that was my fault. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. It's okay. That was my fault.
Yeah, so no worries. So what really attracted me to this book, and I found it very fascinating. So as I was saying, that I teach technology along with Ali and Makara as part of Techstravaganza, and I get a lot of questions about, how do we stay safe from scams? And what was really interesting about this particular book was that Johnathan Walton really, I liked that it was kind of backed up with research, but also he really shared his own experiences and the experiences of the people that he helped investigate and, bring the scammers to justice. And, he shared their story, and he shared his own story, which inspired him to help other individuals who have been scammed. And what really caught my attention is it's not just about the online scams. It's not just about the phone scams, but it could be someone someone you trust, a friend, a neighbor. And in his case, it happened to be a neighbor living right in his own building that scammed him and a few others. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like you don't even realize that. I mean, and even in the case of Eric Kramer, who he mentioned in the beginning of the book, it was um, interesting because, he was dating this girl, Courtney. I can't remember her last name, Baird, I think it was. And he was dating her, and um, he broke up with her, and then his suicide attempt took place, and then how he, didn't realize until he did that, she was scamming him. Like she was a world class scam artist, and like who would have thought, like someone and trust.
That's a really interesting point, and I think that's the sort of thing that no one really talks about, right? As you said,
It was
people talk
definitely
about
the
the
key
the phone
takeaway.
scams and the
Mm.
online scams. And I think for now, we'll put a very quick pin in that and we'll take a very brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Books Panel, which is a part of the Musa Slobodian Network. Stay tuned.
Recording stopped.
Okay, McCara, we're back on air now.
We're good, Kate. Starting up in 3, 2, 1.
Recording in progress.
And we're back. Just a short little break that time around. Let's continue with our discussion. Lynn, what were your thoughts on the book?
I really enjoyed it. You know, in this day and age, I just feel like every single day, it's true, every day in my email inbox, you know, I get what is clearly, something sent from a scammer. And it, drives me crazy. I always, block, delete, block, delete, block, delete. But yes, I'm very good at block delete now. But I can see how, I think part of it is, you know, if you feel you need help with something, or the mood you're in, or maybe you're not as sharp that morning as you should be, I can see how you can get roped in pretty easily. My personal experience is a number of years ago, I did a lot of traveling, and as clearly a North American in, say, Turkey or Greece, I looked like a tourist. And, I experienced more, and most people are very nice. They're polite. If you ask directions or you ask a question, whatever, they're fine. But there are people out there, and you have to be careful, because when you're traveling, you're tired. You might be a little discombobulated because you're lost, and you ask somebody for, direction, whatever. And in fact, I should take some time and just jot down the approaches that I experienced. And some of them were, in retrospect, I didn't fall for them, but I can see how there were a couple that I might have, because of course, fatigue, you've got your map of the city laid out, on a park bench or whatever, and you're a target. And because you're, maybe flustered, tired, totally lost, whatever, then I think you're much more vulnerable. And people who go after tourists like that, I think they know all that stuff. So I found it interesting in that sense, all the things that he talked about, particularly a stranger offering help. We're at the airport. It looks like you're laying down. I can carry your, your small suitcase. I can carry that for you. No, you can't. Because you can perhaps anticipate that person might just simply run away with it. I found all kinds of, walking along a sidewalk, someone would drop something in front of you, and in the hopes that you would bend over, and then, I don't know, in a vulnerable position, maybe they'd try to steal your knapsack. There were so many things, that I had to cope with, my head, and I'm a good person. I'm a trusting person. So, I probably look like a wonderful walking target, right? Anyway, I found it really, really helpful. I was impressed with how well he wrote, and how targeted his writing was. And, just, and the observations he made, the ways in which, you might be approached, by a scammer, a thief, whatever. And I'm also impressed that he has, made himself available to help other victims get justice for themselves. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. I value the book, and it's going to make me, because I've gotten too sort of laid back. Oh, I can't be scammed here in my own country. I'm not going to fall for an email scam. I'm not going to fall for someone coming. But you know what? You should never say never. I think in this day and age, you do have to exercise some caution, and it's not that you have to go around looking at everybody, giving them the sideways glance. But it's out there, and I think it's increased. These days, I think it's particularly prominent and bad. Those are my thoughts. I was glad that the book was recommended.
Yeah, thank you so much. You touched on a lot of really interesting points, and I'd like to get deeper into some of them. But first, Allie, I think you had something to add?
The main message here is that one of the main messages that I sort of took away from the beginning of the book there was when he said, quote, if it was something to the effect of, quote, if you act upon emotion versus using your head, you will fall for a scam or for scams.
Especially if you're already in a vulnerable position.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, the real reason, the reason is because the reason people are falling for them, because these scams, as the technology is getting smarter, so are the scammers.
Yes, it's a good point.
That's what's happening here. And that's why there's all these scams about, there's all these things about, in a generalization, that, you know how bad AI is? Scammers use it. Now, to some degree, yes, there are ways to use AI, artificial intelligence, in ways that it can be bad, that it is bad, but there are also ways that it can be used that is also some good areas as well. But there's good and bad with every technology. But that doesn't mean, just because scammers use it or are using it, the consensus is, you know what? Scammers are using it. That means that it's bad. Well, that's one way to misuse it, yes, but that doesn't mean that that it has to be labeled as bad.
It is also quite bad for the environment, and there's good and bad to everything, and there's a lot more nuance.
Sure, there is.
But you are definitely right. That is an argument that people use in regards to that. Well, Sienna, did you have something? Oh, sorry, Allie.
No, go ahead.
Let you.
No. Go ahead.
Because I thought Sienna had also raised.
No, I think she does have a hand. Go ahead, Sienna.
Yeah, no worries. And you really touched on a good point, Ali, that's what the scammers do. They prey on a person acting upon emotion rather than, using their head. And, it's just, emotion is such a natural thing that, people are going to want to help. And, you've mentioned situations where, someone will drop something and you'll be like, sir, ma'am, excuse me, I think you dropped something. And while you're picking that item up for the person, there's someone else that's, going along with the scam, that's going to, they're going to, there's an alarm going off there.
Yeah, your screen reader. I can hear your screen reader. You could hear mine earlier. I can hear yours now.
Oh no! There we go. Let's stop this alarm, shall we?
No, I'm just joking
We'll do
with
it
you.
the Siri way.
No, please don't do it that way. You don't. No. I'm just.
Siri.
You know, I'm just bugging you, right?
Stop alarm.
No. You know, I'm just bugging you, right?
I know, of course. Of course, hands down. There we go. We're even on the screen reader.
Oh no, so no, you now I get to complain. I was hearing yours.
There we go.
I'm joking.
You have a right to complain too. I did first.
I'm joking. I'm just
No, it's your
no.
turn.
Listen.
I know.
Don't take me too
you're
seriously. I'm
joking.
just bugging you here.
I know. I'm playing along.
Yeah.
That's what
So-
it's all about here.
Yeah, I just want to kind of finish. I'll let you finish your point about the
But-
scammers, and then I want to add to that.
Yeah, no worries. And that's the thing. These scammers are preying on your emotion, your natural, I mean, especially like it's in your nature to want to help. That's just, for most human beings, that's human nature to want to help. Hey, this person's in trouble. I want to help. I almost got involved in this. This was back in like 2015 or 16. So what happened was I'd just gotten off the bus. I was going
Yeah.
to my
This is before we met now.
grandpa's. Yes, this was. This was, yeah. And, I happened to be going to my grandma and grandpa's that day, and my grandpa was waiting for me at the bus stop.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad I said no. So there was this lady, this elderly lady, who apparently snatched a younger lady's cell phone, and what happened was the lady said, I'm going home. You don't have the money to pay for it. You give me $20 the lady was like, and the younger lady was like, oh no, I can't afford it. Please give me my cell phone back. The other lady's like, no, I'm going home. You give me the money or I'm going home. You'll get your cell phone back when you give me the money. And then the lady came up to me and she said, can I borrow your cell phone? I need to call the police. And I'm like, I don't know what possessed me, but I thought, this sounds like an orchestrated scam to me. Like, this sounds fishy. And so I said, well, look, I'm sorry. I don't let anybody borrow my cell phone. I've had it stolen. I haven't had my cell phone stolen. But I said, you know what? I've had my cell phone stolen once before, and I can't do that anymore.
See,
And I remember actually to kind of, in contrast to that, a friend of mine was telling me that someone said, hey, can I borrow your cell phone? And then ran off with it. So it's like there's sneaky ways.
and you wouldn't
It's
know.
interesting that, yeah.
One wouldn't know.
One wouldn't know.
Yeah. And as blind people,
don't
we're
know
more
what
vulnerable
possessed
to
me
these
to think-
things.
Yeah, and I don't know what possessed me to
Or
think
any
this sounds
disability,
like an
for that matter,
orchestrated
but-
scam.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Now, I want to add to this a little bit here.
Go for it.
Now, people have asked me, and by the way, there are even job scams that go out. Oh, you looking for a job? Quote.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
They're
plenty
all
of
in the
those.
text messages.
Oh, plenty, and even on places like
Even
LinkedIn,
online.
even on LinkedIn too.
Indeed, all of those
Yeah,
websites.
LinkedIn as well. Even though that is a a place where to network. And yes, by the way, I am on LinkedIn. So if you wanna,
Yeah, me
please
too.
do connect with me there. If you're there, please do connect with me. I always look forward to hearing from you over there. And on all the platforms, by the way. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, many people, and some people have asked me this. They're like, oh, I get all these message scams and this, that. And it's like, and then one person's like, oh, I just don't know how they get the numbers. Well, let me tell you how this works. They don't actually dial or enter numbers. So they actually use software, and robocall is one of the popular ones. So what it does is that it generates it automatically dials. It's like, oh, okay, so it hasn't done this number, and it's all random. Oh, so now it's going to do this. Oh, now it's going to, it's going to send a message to this number, or call this number, or call that number. So it automatically, randomly does it. And that's a piece of software doing it. And then, what else? And so, there's nobody on the other end that actually dials. And even then, sometimes with the scammers, when you answer and then, you just go, hello? And how you hear sometimes dead silent, like silence for a couple seconds? What they're actually doing is they're actually at that point, that pause represents that they're actually recording your voice. So when you hear that, if you answer by accident, just hang up right away. And this was actually, and who mentioned this? You know where I heard about this? Now this is how they do it. Was actually from a police officer who looks after this stuff.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating, yeah.
Like it takes a lot for them to do what they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or the "Can you hear me" scam.
Yeah.
They're recording your yes to use it against you to say that, oh, you agreed to this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what one of my tips are?
Don't answer
What's
the
that?
phone.
That's always a
Don't
good
answer
one.
the phone.
I
don't
do
know
not
the
answer
number.
my landline.
Well, yes. Well, Makara, does this also go part of what we call?
The Allie and Makara tips?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say don't answer a number you don't know.
Yeah. So so just trust your contact list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
just trust your contact list. And yes, and now I know what people are saying. I can hear them in my head. Do we know what they're saying?
What if it's an emergency?
No, that wasn't it. Though you're almost right, though. But you know what?
That is a good point.
Pardon?
That is a good point.
Yes, but do we know what they're saying in my head here?
What's
What are
that?
they saying?
That, but I have a landline, and it doesn't, and my call display doesn't talk. So,
Oh, that too. Yeah.
so, well, now a lot of people, what you're finding they're getting rid of their landlines, which I think is a good call, and I think you sort of have to sort of look at that now. I don't want to say have to, but I think it's a consideration that people, I think, have to sort of look at now. And and you can't be in a situation where you're only getting where you don't know who's calling anymore.
Yeah.
right? You can't be in that sort of position anymore. And one thing I would always also say to people is try to understand and recognize what's actually going on. And if you have an iPhone, another thing I do not recommend, and I know I'm kind of I know I'm sort of contrasting myself here, or contradicting myself a little bit, but I do not recommend using the feature. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the iPhone does have something called, quote, silence unknown callers, quote.
Oh, yes.
That's a feature I would not recommend using.
Now, I know you kind of mentioned the contradiction there. Why? Oh, not why. What about that feature do you not recommend?
I know.
See, I caught
See it
it.
coming.
I caught it before it
I
came
knew
out.
you were going to ask me this. I knew you were.
You were just discussing that last week on the Ali and McCara show.
Oh, that's
We
right.
were.
Yes.
We were. Apologies, the why is gone, but the question still stands.
We all walked into it, didn't we?
We did.
Right into it. Didn't see it
Head
coming.
on.
This is
Head on.
how it happens.
Oh, my.
Okay. So, because there could be a situation where transportation related or whatever, where you don't know what number they're going to phone, what number your whatever provider of your transit is going to phone from. So that's a reason not to use it in those types of situations.
That is a really good point.
Yes. It
Yeah.
is.
But one thing that I would say in any situation, I would always. I'm still laughing at your question. That I would inform them that, quote, I don't answer random calls. So if you call and I don't answer, please leave a message and try back immediately a second time. Because if you call back a second time from the same number, I'll automatically sort of assume that this is urgent. But here's another contradiction. Here's another contradictory point. Scammers also try a second time.
Yes. Yeah. I was just thinking that. Yeah.
And you know what? And you know why else though too? Like one of the other reasons is that what kind of happens? Oh, I didn't realize this was a lesson on scams.
This whole thing is.
I know, but I sort of added to that. My apologies.
You're all right. Go ahead.
See, then it comes the part of the contradict is that because if you have a focus on most people, see, we talk about the settings aspect of these things. Like I don't know if you listen to if any of you have listened to the tutorial that we did on the Uber app. from last week, but
I'd like to.
on Textravaganza.
I have occasionally used Uber.
Yeah, no, but what I but yeah, no, but what my sort of point, what I'm sort of trying to get at here um is that people don't look at the settings, like what's there, and how do you adjust these things, and that's where it comes into, and that's another important factor is learn how these settings work. Not learn how they work, but if you don't know how to adjust something or what a certain thing provides, try to ask someone who may know. Now, Makara, what are your thoughts so far on the book? I want to get your thoughts on I don't know how far we have gotten in the book, but from what we've read so far, fill us in on our thoughts.
Okay, thanks. And that's a lot of really valuable information and insights that you just provided, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, you know what? We might have to do a part 2 on our show. You know what? Let's do that. A part 2 on working with scams and how to stay safe. Maybe we can open the show that way.
We can do that.
Let's do
absolutely.
it. Let's open the show that way.
Yep, that's a great idea.
So go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of my thoughts, I have to agree with Lynn in the sense that it's very well written, and I'm surprised at how he even brings this up in his introduction of how sort of sanitized a lot of books on this subject can be, and how he keeps it like it's not. It is research in the sense of he uses other examples aside from his own, but it's the human experience. It's not statistics. It's not psychology. It's other people and his experiences without the shame of this is what happened. And I like that he writes. He clearly is a talented writer because he manages to write about the con artists in a way that you can understand why the victims were compelled by them or why they are so intriguing when they're first met. Because the thing that really, I don't want to say fascinated in this sense because that seems like a positive word, but that really intrigued me was the long con that a lot of these con artists get into, where they don't take anything right away. They don't ask anything. They insert themselves into these people's lives, into his life, and can go years. And of course, that's because they have other marks going on the side. They don't need just this one person, but it really goes to show, just from him providing that early list of red flags and then each chapter going into them individually, it doesn't feel like you're just being presented a list of facts. And it is, it kind of owes to the fact of, I wonder if this contributes, where he is a television producer, so he knows how to present something in a way that's going to sell. He knows how to add that sort of entertainment factor, that gloss to it that makes you want to hear more, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And I think, because of that, I think he reaches way more people. I mean, we've all picked up books about, with statistics and, scientific, revelations, whatever. But I think this book speaks to, well, it's not that. It's very human, and I very much agree with your statement, Makara, and I love that he has written in a way. It's a human experience. It can happen to anyone, and there's no shame in it. Like, let's not, because let's face it, if you get scammed, you're gonna maybe be a little bit embarrassed. Oh, for heaven's sakes, how could I have been so dumb? Look what happened, look what I lost. You could really spend time lambasting yourself. So I prefer his approach. Here is the ways in which people will try to suck you in. Here's what to look for. And because he shares his experience, I think it makes you, on some level, all the more comfortable reading.
Sienna Trigiani hand has been raised. Raise hand. Sienna Trigiani raise hand. Close. Press CMD plus tilde to open pop-up.
Just coming to understand where he's coming from and what he's trying to offer the reader.
Yes.
Yeah. I like what you said about those things, Makara.
Yeah, and it's almost that time in the show again, but Sienna, I will let you make your point here, okay?
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, no, so it's interesting because, I love the approach he uses. It's a very, it's a very, you can tell that he has that empathy, like he really, because he's experienced it, he really like wants to help others, and it, he really said like it, he really, and he's very non-judgmental. These are, what to look out for, and he makes the point of, I want to help you guys, and like very non-judgmental, and it's easy for someone who is aware of these scams to say, you shouldn't have fallen for that. Like, how could you have fallen for that? Or how could anyone fall for these
Sienna
things?
Trigiani
But
hand has been lowered.
really, it's, it could happen to anyone. I mean, you could be very aware of what's going on, and there's always some new tactic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's all about, playing with your emotions and like really, or feeding off of your emotions, preying on your emotions is the what I was looking for.
Yes, yeah. And I think too, going back to, my comments about if you're, we all walk out of the house some days feeling, as opposed to feeling strong and confident, we might leave the house feeling, sort of, tired, vulnerable, fretful about something. And it's those kinds of mindsets, I think, that, those kinds of human experiences that might place you in a position where you're more likely to be conned. If you're sort of striding out the door, whatever, I'm just using that as an example, and, you're feeling confident and you're feeling good about things, that's one thing. But if you're stumbling along and you're feeling really tired and lost, either physically or metaphorically, then your vulnerability is a little bit higher. And I think these con artists, over time, they become very good at reading that sort of thing in the person that, they've targeted and they're about to approach.
You're right about that. You are very much right about that. Well, Makara, it's that time it's that time again in the show. Wow, this just flew by. It's that time in the show.
I was just about to say.
Again.
Time for the schedule. Anything coming up on the Ali Musa show?
Yes. Next week we have Monday. December the 2nd, 2026, coming up here in just a couple of days.
December?
February 2nd.
Oh, not the crow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great. That just added to it.
You gotta get that in my soundboard here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll have to
Yes.
record it on Audio Hijack.
Yeah, and you have to drop it in. You have to send it to me. Okay. So on Monday, February 2nd, 2026, it's time to talk some Leafs,
Ah.
NHL, and Blue Jays, and possibly some Raptors. So, Makara, I wonder who better might we have in studio for that?
Couldn't think of anyone better than Jim Taddy himself.
Yes! He is going to be back. And then we also have David Schachter, not exactly sure from, I think it's iRock in Mississauga. I think that's the station. I don't know which, either it's going to be the 3rd or the 6th. Once we have confirmation on that piece, we will have a newsletter. And then, of course, and then Becky Coles is back on April the 20th. But we will have some shows in between there as well.
Yeah, of course, but it's wonderful that you kind of have those in place already.
What's that, sorry?
No, I completely understand that you'll probably get stuff in the interim as time goes on, but it's wonderful that you have those things in place already.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And just because I can't let the opportunity go by because we haven't the last couple times, what's the line? Jim's line?
Yes, guy.
There you go. And of course, next month we'll be back with another books panel. I believe that'll be on February the 27th.
And of course, we're back too.
We are. We'll be back on Sunday, February 1st, 2026, 3:30 p.m. Eastern to discuss This Team is Ruining My Life, But I Love Them by Steve Dangle Glynn.
Ah,
Sounds fascinating. And on Textravaganza,
love
we're
that
going to
panel.
be looking at the Finder on the Mac coming up on Wednesday from 1 to 3. And thanks to my amazing co-host / admin team, Ali and Makara, for your help in getting all the podcasts up and help with the tutorials. And thank you for everything you do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, always, you know what? Go ahead.
Always, and likewise.
Yep. I echo all of that too.
And a little bit of a teaser on Sienna T Radio. So, for those of you who know, we do a show called the Cosmopolitan Culture Club.
Oh, yeah.
Where we play international music. And so we kind of simulate an in-flight experience. And so it's kind of like an in-flight experience that we have going. We're all aboard the plane, and we got the plane sound effects and whatnot. And I wanted to take the opportunity to thank Lynn, who is here with us today. She will be the voice of a new project that you will hear before each and every Cosmopolitan Culture Club. She'll be the voice of a new well, no spoilers.
There you go. Like that.
There you go.
Spoilers.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. So you'll hear
It's gonna be
this new audio project. Actually, you know what? Let's put it out there, shall we?
No, we'll wait for the we'll put it out there during the actual before it goes to air. How's that?
How about that? Yeah. But I want to thank Lynn, who will be helping with some of the voiceovers on Sienna T Radio, and we'll be Ali as well. Will be revamping some commercials.
Yes, that is totally correct.
Hmm.
That is totally correct.
Excellent.
Well, I want to take this opportunity here to thank each and every one of you. Thank you to you, Makara, as well, most importantly.
Oh, you're so welcome always, and thank you.
And I also want to thank you to Becky Coles as well for not only being a regular on the Ali Musa show. Well, broadcast map, whatever the names were back in the days.
All over the map.
Oh, that too. I don't actually know. She started to join in the broadcast map days.
Oh,
okay.
I was going to ask if she was on any of the old all over the
I
map.
think it was in the broad. You know what? Maybe that's some research. When was the last time she was? Maybe we have to go back through all the archives here.
I think
Oh,
it was
the
in the
first time.
broadcast map days.
I think it was the broadcast map. Yep. But also for
Certain.
the intro and the outros for all the shows here.
Absolutely. We really appreciate it, and they're so well done.
Absolutely. Yep.
You can really hear the enthusiasm in her voice, and
Oh, yeah.
really,
Right?
you can hear the excitement in her voice, and it's really, it really spices up. It really flavors it really adds some good flair to it.
Yeah. And we'll be back on February 27th for another books panel.
We will.
Not
Thank
quite sure
you,
what book.
everyone.
What book are we discussing? Do we know?
I believe
Fan
it's
fiction.
fan fiction. Yeah, Brent Spiner.
Okay, that
Ooh.
sounds good.
That sounds like a captivating book.
It does. I really I like what's planned out for the year. I really do. I mean, I like all of them, but I got really excited about The Huntress by Kate Quinn. That's in June. Only because I kind of went on a sort of a rampage reading some of her books and similar narratives. That was fun. And I read Beautiful Scars. Oh gosh, maybe when it was first published, and I met Tom Wilson. Maybe I forget where I was. Maybe the Burlington Cultural Center, and he'd been giving a presentation or something, and I just happened to be standing nearby, so I said
Yeah.
hello and introduced myself and told him I'd read his book twice, which is certainly true. I'll read it a third time.
There you go.
It was very readable. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Can't
That's
wait to
not
get
happening
into all
for a
of
while,
that.
but I
Sounds
just
good.
thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic lineup, and I can't wait
It
to
is.
continue with all of you. It's
Yes,
so
me
wonderful
too.
to have
Thank
you all
you.
join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
you.
so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yes,
And we
thank
will
you.
now play the outro.
Stay tuned.
And of course, we are broadcasting from the
Musa Slobodian Network Studios.